Namaste. Welcome to Such Conversations Matter. I'm your host, Sauram Nanda. Almost a year ago, well, exactly the 1 year will be in first week of May. Almost a year ago, I started Such Conversations Matter. And to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Such Conversations Matter Season 1, we are going to start off the first week of May with the first episode of Season 2 of Such Conversations Matter. I want to thank all of you for being amazing audience, people who watched all the episodes, wrote your feelings in the comments, gave me valuable feedback, which I try to put into action, and just being there to support me, to motivate me throughout this entire journey. It has been a completely one-man show. Yes, I did receive help from a lot of my friends. One of my very close friends and ex-business partners, she designed the logo for me. Another friend of mine helped me out in the aesthetics of the website and how to create the social media part of it, although I'm not very good at it. Somebody else told me about the podcast part and so on. And it has been a collaborative effort. Now, a lot of people have asked me who listens to this. Not a lot of people listen to it, but I still have so much fun, and all the guests have had amazing amount of fun. I'm trying to create a new website where all the testimonials will also be there. But I want to share today what was the motivation behind starting Such Conversations Matter. Why did I start this random video interview / podcast? I'm still not sure what to call it. Thing on my social media. Why am I doing this? Why am I spending countless hours of effort for doing this, which I'm not even very good at? And I apologize for the bad quality of production. Hopefully it will be better this time. I'm trying to use different software. Well, we are in April 2021, and 1 year ago, from March to May, March, April and May were 3 months which were completely harrowing for the entire world. Everyone suffered in their own ways. I was one of the lucky few who did not get the disease part of suffering. But yes, I was angry, I was frustrated, and mostly I was just helpless. I kept on venting out on social media, sharing articles, sharing videos, sharing things about how things could have been better, how we can do it better, how we can manage things better, but we're not doing anything. I kept on sharing that anger. And then one fine day in the middle of April, an ex-student of mine contacted me. That ex-student of mine was a UPSC aspirant who I taught in 2015. And he reached out to me on Facebook. He said, I have very limited time on internet because my parents are not letting me use it. He was a 30-year-old man. And he feels super depressed. He's locked inside the home. His parents' behavior towards him is actually driving him to madness. And he wanted my help. And I couldn't do anything about it. And that was the moment that I decided either I can use whatever little power I have on social media within my small little network of few hundred people to talk about negative things or keep mentioning out or pointing out the problems in the world, or I can probably start creating some solutions. And that's when I decided to start Such Conversations Matter with the first few episodes dedicated towards mental wellness. I want to share with you what we have discussed over the 25 episodes in Season 1. With Dr. Aarti Anand, I did 3 episodes, starting with depression during the lockdown, why it is happening to you, why you're feeling so sad and negative all the time, to domestic abuse during lockdown, how it has exacerbated, it has become worse because the victims are staying with the perpetrators or the abusers. We talked about cyberbullying in India. Cyberbullying in India is a understated problem in our country. Our country is already facing it has become one of the worst countries in the world in terms of any kind of statistics or measure you see. And cyberbullying, we are the leaders of cyberbullying in the world. We talked about patriarchal systems in India. Then with Ashish, we discussed the fact that how government schemes are just inaccessible to people who actually need them, because there is no platform created so that people can access it. Somebody who's really poor, uneducated in India doesn't even understand where the scheme is and how to access it, and the people on the ground, the officials, they're not helping at all. So how Ashish developed a platform to actually counter that. With Anurag, I discussed how technology can be used for good, how big platforms can be created on the lines of societal platforms by Nandan Nilekani Philanthropies, how we can do much more with our existing digital infrastructure. With Harshita, we discussed the importance of civic society organizations in India, and we also discussed in humor how the number of NGOs per capita in India is more than the number of hospital beds per capita in India. And this is way back in June last year, when we already knew of the situation, and we all know what is going on right now. With Jim, Bettina, Terry, and Mickey, we discussed about how human diversity improves human civilization, how we need to be tolerant about different cultures, how global citizenship can actually change the face of the entire globe. Because at one corner of the globe, when people are actually wasting resources, the other corner of the globe, people are actually dying because they don't have the resources. And if we do not walk towards global citizenship right now, we are doomed. With Sunil Jangir and Ankit Kapoor, we were able to discuss the broken higher education systems in India, how our higher education systems are marks oriented and they're not innovation led, how innovation in India is jugaad or improvisation, it is short term, it doesn't lead to long term solutions. Last year we were all very happy with so many different small little innovations being done here and there for ventilators and creating masks. That is not the solution. If those innovations had really helped us, we would not be in the same situation as we are in today. Ankit Kapoor also said how it is such a big disconnect, how the schools and the colleges are connected in India. Schools are doing something else, colleges are doing something else, and we are not creating any kind of bridge between them. With a wonderful conversation with Emily and Yasi from Japan, we discussed the magic of the Montessori method, how we need to move away from rote learning to encourage creativity, empathy, love for the nature in our children, so that they grow up to become people and citizens who can take the world forward and not destroy it further. With Siddharth Chaudhary, we discussed the importance of overall personal development, not just academically, not just getting a great job, but improve your financial health, improve your mental health, improve your emotional health, improve your physical health. You need to be a better human being because you have all these resources and information available to you right now. With Mr. Rabindranath Sachdev, we discussed the Nehruvian way of foreign policy, which is so important in today's world, which is live and let live, or peaceful coexistence. Let me do what I am doing, don't interfere in my matters, because you are just destabilizing the world. With Mr. Vidyadhar Prabhu-Desai, we discussed about the importance of global change makers today. Change makers are people who are much evolved as compared to the regular citizen, because they understand the various sustainable development goals, the various objectives of human development and saving the planet at the same time. These are the people who are on the streets right now during COVID, helping people get oxygen and hospital beds. With Mr. Amandeep Rajgotra, we discussed how legal activism at grassroots can lead to good quality social engineering. If we had good legal activists at grassroots today, we will not be asking questions directly to the central government or the state government, asking them where is this, where is that. It all comes down to the implementation, and that implementation could have been streamlined with the help of good legal activism on the ground. Then we had a couple of wonderful conversations with Mr. Narendra Joshi, where he clearly explained what are the different political systems in our modern times, what are the different political philosophies behind these political systems, and how democracy is basically the best form of government available today, but not the current state of democracy. We need continuous feedback loops and reform in those systems. With Mr. Priyank Sharma, we had a similar conversation about the education systems in India and how these current structures need regular feedback loops so that the implementation can be strengthened, so that everyone gets access to the best quality of education which is at offer in our country today. With Elizabeth, we discussed the future of education and work, which is fellowships, and how countries like Japan, Australia, India need to work together so that vaccines are provided equitably to all the countries in the world. We all know what is happening when it takes 3 months longer than a person to be vaccinated in Africa today, then a citizen in the UK gets a vaccination. We all understand about vaccine passports. We all understand that in countries like Tanzania, India, where the mutant of the coronavirus is wreaking havoc, this will make sure that the coronavirus never leaves this country because the vaccinations never reach on time. And how some companies could have given patents to manufacturers of vaccines in Bangladesh so that they could also provide vaccines and manufacture them at a greater speed so that the entire world can be vaccinated at the same time. The UN, WHO, World Economic Forum have all been talking about the same things, and we also talked about them at Such Conversations Matter. With Dr. Raman K. Atri, we had a delightful conversation about the fact that how just basic project management at Indian scientific institutes can improve the efficiency of our research and can save the country and the taxpayer millions and billions of dollars when we have to import technology. We could have created a lot of low-cost, amazing technology here. Only a very few handful of organizations in India, like the ISRO, employ such amazing project management techniques, whereas everyone else could have also benefited from it. And then finally, the concluding episode with me as the guest and with Amandeep and Anurag as very gracious hosts. We talked about how to democratize the access to information. I have all this information with me right now, and I want to share that with you. Probably you have this information, probably you don't. Probably you don't know how important this information is. But at whichever stage you are, we are all in this together. That means we all need to get on the same page quickly. Because the way things are happening right now, this is not the future we should have. I hope all of you subscribe to Such Conversations Matter on all the different social media platforms and all major podcast platforms. And I hope that you collaborate with me, you help me in creating conversations around the future we should have and not the future we are definitely moving towards. Thank you so much for all your support. Please take care and please do not hesitate to reach out.